What is up, everyone? Matt back for another real review, and today's review is for the new Amazon MGM Studios film Crime Run 101, starring Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Barry Keoghan, Halle Berry, and a slew of others. Because my goodness, there are a ton of high talents in lesser roles like Nick Nolte, Monica Barbaro, and this is frankly a star-studded cast. This film was a crime thriller with some interesting, quick action sequences that you really dig, but ultimately it revolves around the story of a criminal with a heart of gold. That's the easiest way to put it. Chris Hemsworth plays a thief who never commits a violent crime. He always cuts the camera. He's the most detailed thief you can think of. Cuts the cameras, just rubs off every bit of loose hair, whatnot, that could be just, fall off on a crime scene so he can't be traced. All of that stuff. Anything you could think of, he does it to make sure he doesn't get caught. But he also makes sure he never physically harms any of the people that he's robbing, whether that be jewelry couriers or jewelry stores or anything. And ultimately what he does is he sells these jewels and everything to Nick Nolte's character. Well, when a job doesn't go completely right, he decides he's going to pull back a little bit. Well, people are greedy, and Nick Nolte's character can't deal with that. So he brings in his other young thief from Barry Keoghan. And let's just say he's nothing like Chris Hemsworth's Davis, as we'll call him. And it's very interesting and refreshing. You can see he's a guy with morals and dealing with past demons, and he's a certain way because of how he was brought up in the world. But what's also interesting is how other people interact with the character, although it may not be directly, in the sense of Mark Ruffalo, who's the one who notices the patterns that the criminal has, which is going down the 101, never a violent crime, always hitting up couriers and whatnot, just essentially getting jewels mid-transaction, and he's always hitting up places that everything is insured beyond belief, and wondering how he's able to get his information and whatnot. And that kind of leads us to, those two are the leads of our story, and that leads us to the crux, which is Halle Berry's character, who is a VP at an insurance company who things aren't going her way. So ultimately we have all three of these storylines combined because Hemsworth is trying to pull off one last big job. He uses Barry's character who works for the company where he's trying to pull said job off. Barry and Mark Ruffalo have a interesting partnership going on because he's essentially the cop that is sent to investigate the robbery that Hemsworth initially has, and the insurance company wants to talk to the top cops to make sure there's no insurance fraud, so on and so forth. So, and that's how she connects to Ruffalo, and then back. It's just a nice little triangle, not even a love triangle, just a triangle, and it's like, okay. It's interesting enough. I kind of wish there was more to latch on to in regards to Chris Hemsworth right there, because while he has a heart of gold, the only moments we really get to see that levity is when he meets his love interest, who is portrayed by Monica Barbaro, and I wanted more from that, and I wanted more from her. Granted, Barbaro was fantastic. She did everything she needed to do with what she had to work with, and that's the important thing. But she was kind of just two-dimensional and flat to a certain degree, other than when she calls Hemsworth out on his bullshit. it's a beautifully shot film, well directed. My biggest issues lie in the story, and because of that, if I'm going to rate this film, it's 3 out of 5. That's just my personal ranking. Probably as of right now, at least, the best film I've seen this year, and I would definitely watch it again, even though the mystery is gone. But it is still a very, very powerful, interesting thriller. So for that, 3 out of 5. I enjoyed it. I'd go see it again. Check it out in theaters this weekend, being the counter programming to something we had our review drop for just a little bit ago in Wuthering Heights, where Jeff is back. He knocked out a review for us, Wuthering Heights. You can go check out that review now if you want and see everything we're doing over here at What Real Entertainment. I did attempt to drop a reaction earlier. However, it's currently being blocked by Amazon for some reason. So, unfortunately, I'll plug it in case it's up by the time you're watching this, which it was a Spider Noir trailer reaction. So check that out if it is up. If it's not up, that's just because that's how Amazon treated it. And be sure to check out everything we're doing over here on What Real Entertainment. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow to everything we do, but also subscribe to our sister channel, What Real Gaming, where our Twitch streams go to live after the fact. That is run by my business partner, Taylor Cleek, and he does a fantastic job over there with it. And yeah, but we have a lot of fun and interesting stuff coming up here on What Real Entertainment, so be sure to tune in and check it out more. But with that, signing off, I am Matt. This was another real review, and we'll see you next time.